Uh, all right, so today I wanted to talk about Chat GPT, and it's a really cool tool. Have you guys used it at all yet?
Yep, we got it open right now.
Do you? All right,
I
fantastic.
haven't used it, but I know you mentioned it in the meeting Monday.
You do have to create an account, so if you haven't done that yet, that's your first step. So let me share my screen with you, and I can show you mine. So this is Chat GPT, and like I said, first thing you have to do is create the account. And it's chat.openai.com. You can just Google Chat GPT. You'll get a couple of different results, but this is the one that I would suggest you use. It was actually Charles who told me about this, 6 months plus ago, and I've been playing with it from time to time since then. So you create an account, and then you can come here and just create a new chat. You can see other chats I've had with Chat GPT, and it actually learns from your conversation and remembers. So if you keep a conversation open, then it will learn from that. But you can make it really anything that you want. And I'm not going to deep dive too much into this. I just want to kind of share with you some of the things that I've seen and kind of go through it. And then I'm going to do an example of one, because one thing I've really found it useful for is listing remarks. But you can use it. People are using it for replies to emails, for building their own drips. Really, really anything. Really, I mean, legitimately anything. People are using it for social media ideas. Say you just can't come up with a social media idea, type in social media post idea for real estate, and it'll give you something. So I'm going to share this first and just kind of go through this. This was a good article I found that kind of hit some of the high points about Chat GPT, and just kind of giving you some ideas on how you might be able to utilize it. So I'm just going to run through this really quickly. Like I said, this is the website where you can go and create your own account for Chat GPT. If you hadn't done that, it's free. It doesn't cost anything. So all you got to do is sign up, and then you're logged in. But that's so you have an account, and it remembers your conversations and stores those, and you can go back to them and reference them and everything. First thing, email campaigns. Like I said, you could use it to make your own drip. Say you want to make your own nurture drip, or your own watch drip, or your own closing follow-up drip, any of those things. Please don't use it for the qualified drip. I built that, and we want to use that. But if you are looking for another drip to use it. It could be a one-off email campaign. Say you want to send an email to your people in Boomtown. You want to do a bulk email about anything. You can use it to help you compose it. Now, I don't use any of the things that I've put in Chat GPT 100%. I kind of use it like as a baseline, and then I'll go in there and kind of rough out the edges and wordsmith it a little bit to get what I want out of it. But it takes out having to start from zero. And I find, at least for me personally, but I think other people, a lot of people have problems just getting started, right? It's like, where do I work from? So with just a few prompts that you put in here, you can really give yourself a baseline to start from. So email campaigns, like I mentioned, property descriptions. I'm going to do an example of that for one I've got coming before we wrap up today. Like I mentioned, social media posts, anything, literally anything. Give me an idea for a social media post for real estate today. You can type that in and see what it comes up with. If you don't have something specific that you want to share, like a specific listing or an open house opportunity, or maybe something that you're working on particularly and you just need something in general, there you go. Content marketing, blog posts. You can create a blog from that. People are using Chat GPT to write books, right? They're really using it for anything. It can create a ton of content very fast. So it's really wild. But like longer form content, such as blog posts, LinkedIn articles, any of that stuff, the content that you can create is literally endless. Neighborhood information. I used it to create neighborhood reference pages on our website. because I wordsmith the descriptions for the different communities or the cities, but it pulled, no, that's not the right link. Hold on. It pulled together great statistics, which would have taken me forever to pull through. Population, census, economy, what's nearby, median home price, 2021, things to do. All this I generated with Chat GPT, and I did it for every one of these. And then I went back and I wordsmith to put a little bit more personal knowledge in there, because some of the stuff, the descriptions and stuff were generic, as you can understand, but the statistics and stuff were relevant, right? And that's great stuff. And it would have taken me forever to pull all that stuff together for each one of these different areas, right? So that's just another example. I used it to build these relocation guides for military personnel. I used it to build the this guide for relocation guide to North Carolina for retirees. You know, and again, I went in and wordsmithed it after I built it, but it gave me a baseline to start from, so I didn't have to reinvent the wheel. And you can use that too for anything that you can think of, honestly. So make sure, you know, just consider that. Back to our article. Answers to common questions. You got a question? Ask it and see what it says. You might be surprised at the answer you get. I mentioned automated email responses. Say you get a really tricky email from a client and you just don't know how to word it. Copy and paste it into Chat GPT and say, hey, how should I respond to this? Give me a good response to this. Give me a friendly response to this. Give me an honest response to this. You can use different prompts, and I encourage you to delve into this a little bit more, because we're not going to be able to touch on every aspect of it during our conversation today, but dive into some of the different prompts you can figure out for Chat GPT to help you out. Market reports. It will pull data from the internet. So go in and ask it, you know, what's the median sales price in Hampstead in 2023 so far? And see what you come up with. That's another great way that you can provide content to your sphere in your social media. Or heck, in your boomtown. You want to send out bulk emails. Like I mentioned before, you want to provide a market update. There you go. Do a market report for Onslow County, Pender County, New Hanover County. Pull it together. You're going to see some market data coming out with our new social media guy about the areas, our big areas that we serve. So keep an eye out for that stuff as well. That'll be easy for you to share as well, even easier than Chat GPT, because all you have to do is share it. You don't have to go in and type in anything. You can use it for translation. I don't think you're going to need it that much. A buyer seller guide, you know, fortunately for you guys, we've already built those. But if you wanted to come up with something of your own or personalize it a little bit, you know, you could put it in there. Video scripts. Brandon, I don't know if you've used this, but Brandon does a lot of great video. You know, give it a prompt that you want to do a social media video for, and say, give me a 30-second script for this topic for real estate.
And I have not done that, but it's a good idea.
Yeah. Because it's you know, coming up with a post for social media and a script for a video are two completely different things. So think about that. And then you can have it right in front of you and record yourself. And it's really easier. Market insights, like I mentioned, you know, resume, whatever. Best practices, be clear and specific. Tell it exactly what you want. Instead of asking, tell me about the housing market, can you provide recent sales data for single family homes for 90210? Great zip code, by the way. Fantastic reference by the article of this, or the writer of this article. Use open-ended questions. That way, you know, what do we talk about? What did we just talk about the other day? Don't ask yes or no questions. Why? Because it's easy to shut the conversation down if you get a no. Ask open-ended questions. Same thing with Chat GPT. I'm going to stop saying that because I'm falling all over myself. So look at this. 3 most important factors to consider when pricing a property for sale. Boom. That's what it gave it. If you don't like it, you can regenerate it. You can also reply to it and say, hey, add this or take this out, or include this. Break down complex questions. Include context, so you can give it something and then give it something else, right, to expound upon it, to kind of stretch it out a little bit. Like I said, if you're looking for data and sources, be specific. Provide median home prices in Miami for the last 12 months from reliable sources. I'm sure you could give it a specific source, right? Again, this is a 10,000 foot conversation, not a ground level conversation. That was the prompt. That's what it gave it.
It's amazing.
Avoid jargon, plain language, make it simple, easy to understand. Step-by-step instructions, say we've got in our buyer strategy session already, home buying process, but you can go in there and I'm sure it would build another one really easily. There's more than one way to skin a cat. Avoid leading questions. You don't want to be too specific to get exactly what you want. You don't want to tell it what to give you. If you're going to do that, you might as well write it yourself. Not sure where to start or what to ask. Here's some prompts. And you're going to find prompts if you just go Google real estate chat GPT prompts. You're going to get hundreds, I'm sure. These are just some to give you an idea of what you can put in there to see what it spits out. And again, this saves you time from having to recreate something from the wheel, right? All you need is an idea, a prompt to give it, and then you can run with it from there. Give me insights into the current real estate trends in your city. Let's try this one. Let's see what it says. Give me insights into the current real estate market trends in Raleigh, North Carolina. Let's see what it says. Okay. Only until January last year, but still, it will help you out with some stuff. It's still generating. Look at that. That took 20 seconds. Now, this isn't necessarily too specific. That's a lot of great information that you can share or that you can extrapolate from, right? You can turn this into 8 days worth of posts if you just extrapolate from each one of these a little bit, right? So again, what I want, we talk a lot about being visual or visible, not a secret agent. You need to be posting every day. And there's no excuse not to, because all you got to do is put in a one-line prompt to get material. And if you're not doing it, you're missing out on an opportunity. I'll share this link with you. I watched this, and I didn't want to play it today because it's a whole hour. I'll send it to you. But you know what a really good part of this was? If you're not doing this, your competitors are. If you're not putting out information, your competitors are putting it out, and your potential clients are going to get it from a competitor because you're not in that space. So remember that. Okay. Whether you make it up on your own or you use Chat GPT for an assist, like it's your Magic Johnson, right? I mean, it's right there. It's free. You just have to get up and do it. Okay. Just some other ideas. First time homebuyers guide. Well, we've got that already, but still, go take that and use that as a post. It's really, other than reading everything line by line, I'm not really sure how else to say. It's really limitless, really limitless. Any thoughts, questions, ideas for prompts we could try out? This is what it's about. Take advantage of your virtual personal assistant, right? It's right there for you.
I did want to mention, because it's around the topic of AI, is kind of off subject, but I guess it kind of relates in that, with posting, you also need images and imagery. There is AI for graphics. There's a program I use. I don't know if you know the chat app called Discord. Within that, you can use a program called Midjourney. Like
Really?
I could, yeah, you can, it's a small fee, but you also get a lot of free stuff. Like your Simpson thing. For example, if you had a picture of the team and you say make everybody look like Simpson, it do it, or you say make everybody look like Pokemon, it would do it, and it looks really good. Or make everybody look like Muppets or whatever, and you can do that. Or you could say, take this picture, put me on top of this image holding a sold sign. It'll do it. It'll look great. You can do all that, anything you can dream of, type it in. You can have no image, it'll create an image. You can have an image, it'll alter the image. It does all kinds of really cool stuff. So just to mention Midjourney, something to maybe check out. If people do logos, people do all kinds of really cool stuff.
Do you have a link or something that you could send that I could send out with the recap?
I'll look for it. Like I said, as far as I know, you need to have a certain app to use it, which is kind of like originally a gamer's app for communication. I guess some gamer came up with that and made it. And anyways, they dropped you can use it for free on that Discord app. So yeah, I'll look into that, but you'd need that app, and then it's just Midjourney and you join the server.
Okay, great. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's one thing I haven't messed with is the AI image generators. But I've seen some stuff that has been done, and it's wild. I mean, it is wild. So thanks for mentioning that. Any other ideas, thoughts you guys had?
I think it's just
Hey,
a cool.
Michaela, look, let me copy and paste this real quick, not to cut you off, Brandon, but since you mentioned mortgages, let's put this prompt in and see. Look at that. Look at all this from that one line. Now, you could do one post and use this, and of course, wordsmith it. And then what do you want to do at the end here? You want to tag Morgan and tag High Rise so people have their info. Hey, talk to my lender. Boom. Here she is. She's our in-house lender. You got more questions? Boom. Here you go. Check out our website. Talk to her, DM her, whatever. That's all you have to do. Copy, paste, right? Or break it down into, hey, this week, I'm going to do a series about different mortgage options and do one a day. That way it's short, sweet, to the point. Maybe people don't want to read all this, right? But people can read this real quick, right? Boom. I'm scrolling. Okay. There's Michaela's post, jumbo mortgage. Oh, wow. Okay. Boom. You know what I mean? What were you going to say, Brandon?
I was just going to say it's great for content generation ideas, but I would encourage people as they're using it, don't just cut and paste something blindly. Make sure you take a moment to make sure you take a moment to at least proofread it, because there are instances of actually reputable journalists and people who use this stuff for a living to an extent that they probably should not, and they've been caught obviously not doing their work and having AI do it for them, and sometimes this stuff can be wrong. And so as an example, a lot of these AI systems, especially if you're not using Chat GPT, they only go back to a certain point in time, like January 23. Well, the market is different than it was in January 23. And so if you still have to use your skill and knowledge as a professional and proofread this stuff and update if needed, but don't just blindly cut and paste it. That can be dangerous.
100%. Again, use this as a baseline, a starting point. It gives you a foundation to build on, right? Don't just use exactly what's in there. Go in and wordsmith it, proof it, put your own language in it, your own tone, your own spin, right? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Thank you for mentioning that, because that is 100% important. Okay, so I'm going to just do a quick example of remarks. And I'm going to put in here a few things, and let's see what we come up with. Okay. Let's see what it comes up with. I just put in a bunch of notes that I made.
Would it grab info from the web? Like if you said, and also add in frequented businesses in the area of this address or amenities or something like that, would it grab from the
Let's
internet?
see. That's a great question.
When I first signed up, it didn't have internet access. I do believe they gave it that afterwards, and I do know if you pay for a subscription, you get like way better
Yeah, so this is
version.
the free version. So yeah, there is if you subscribe, you can definitely get better info.
Yeah. Oh, cool! It can, but it doesn't list any specific ones. But that's
So are you using the GPT 3.5 or 4?
This is the free one, so it's
3.5.
3.5.
Okay, yeah, because I'm on it right now and I've just been messing with it. And I mean some of the stuff like you know, it'll give me some good information, but too, I feel like maybe I'm not asking the right questions or I'm not saying the right thing.
Yeah, they
Yes,
definitely.
definitely play with it. Just kind of like Mark just suggested. Hey, we went from general stuff to specifics, and now we've got very specific things listed instead of just more general stuff.
Oh yeah,
So
Northgate Rock Quarry.
mhm,
This have specifics.
yep. And Northgate Mall is right there, streets to South Point, and I mean it's probably 20 minutes away. But
That's cool. That's cool.
let's see what this does. I've used this before too because it will give you a lot. And there
Mm-hmm.
are character limits in MLS when you go to enter listing remarks. So,
Right.
then you can go back and say, hey, okay, I need you to cut this in half, or this is my max character limit. Can you do all that within this amount of characters?
You might have to copy paste them all because I think it's done. It already says regenerate. Oh no.
So, see, I wouldn't use this, but I might copy and paste it. You know what I mean? I think the best is the first one. And
Hmm.
then I might include, I might take some snippets from this. But again, I didn't have to go and extrapolate all this stuff. I just gave it a few prompts, and with a little back and forth, I've got what could be really good listing. And let's be honest, I'm not a thesaurus, so I'm not going to do a great job with the flowery language. And it's important that your remarks sound good. People want to be excited. They don't want to read 3 beds, 2 baths, new floors. Come see it. It's not what they want to hear. You want to paint a picture that gets them excited to come and see the property. So use it to your advantage in that regard. What else? Any other thoughts on how you might utilize this?
You could use it to help formulate a reply to a client or another agent if you get some sort of off color or combative email or question.
That's
That
good.
I definitely would not cut and paste, but it could give you an idea of how to maybe respond with more politeness than you would prefer to do so, depending on the message that you get.
Hmm. It's crazy.
I mean, this actual gives you scenes
Just crazy.
and ideas for different shots to splice together.
Director's cut.
And you don't have to take it that far, but wow, I wouldn't have thought of that. And I've seen some people do some great videos, and it's like, boom, shot here, shot here, shot here, shot here, call to action at the end or whatever. That's what you got right here. Now all you have to do is go do it. You didn't even have to think about it. You had to think of one line to tell it what to do. And of course, you could get specific. Say you want to do something about, let's try this. Again, this is just giving you prompts, things that you can extrapolate upon. I'm sure you could take one of these and say, all right, let's turn this specific into a thing. Use it to come up with a series. What's really great about series is it keeps people coming back. So you set the expectation that, hey guys, this week I'm going to talk every day about X. And then break it up into 30 seconds a day. That's all you got to do. Great information.
This is kind of wild. I've never used Chat GPT before. I didn't know
Isn't
it would
it?
do all of this.
That was my reaction the first time I saw it too, Connor. I was like, are you serious?
The first time I heard of it, this sounds crazy, was on South Park, and I was like, this is not real. And it's kind of wild to see all of this that it can do to help.
I've used it for directions. That's one thing I always struggle with and you guys haven't done a listing yet. You probably hadn't even thought about this, but part of putting a listing in MLS is you have to give directions to the property. Well, from where? Right? And how to do it. And what, I got to look at the map? I mean, there's so many different things you can use it for.
So we can't just say put it in your GPS. It's not.
You actually cannot. You will get a strongly but maybe kindly worded message from your local association of realtors / MLS that says you cannot say use GPS. Which is
I didn't
why
realize you had to put directions into your MLS listings.
you do. Yep. All right. Well, I'm not going to overthink it. Like I said, I got another call coming up here at 11 o'clock. But what I am going to do is challenge you guys to get on there and take advantage of this tool and do something with it to help increase the value that you're providing to your sphere and your clients. Take advantage of it. It's right there. All you have to do is prompt it.
Awesome.
The smallest idea can turn into the biggest thing. Don't be a secret agent, 007. Get out there, be visible, provide some value, start to earn that trust so you're planting seeds. Okay. Yesterday, I got more likes on that foreclosure post that I did. And we talked about that in the office the other day, if you remember, Coast folks, about just, I was talking with Ellen about it. All I did was create a foreclosure search for both of our MLSs. And all I did was copy the link to the search results and post it. And that's probably the most interaction I've gotten on a LinkedIn post in forever, especially one that wasn't a video. You guys can do that too. Don't feel like you have to recreate the wheel. Go follow other agents and steal their ideas and put your own spin on it, especially if they're not in your area, right? But do something, because you're missing an opportunity if you're not doing anything. 100% the best agent on our team is Brandon, and 100% he puts out more content than anybody else. The two are not completely unrelated. It's not just because he puts out a lot of content, but it doesn't hurt. I'd follow his lead.
I like how Brandon put into perspective last week that a social media post, if you get 300 views, it's like making 300 calls, like 300 people are seeing it.
That's right. Just
So
because
that was
people
good.
aren't interacting with it doesn't mean it's not planting the seed, right?
Yeah, exactly right.
How many
Spends
times have
a
we
lot of
given
time.
examples about, people that we haven't talked? Brandon said it last week. Guy I hadn't talked to since the day we graduated high school reached out to me. And it ain't because he looked him up out of the blue and said, I wonder if Brandon is doing real estate. It's because they're connected on social media and Brandon's been putting out content for 6 years now or whatever it's been. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step, right? You gonna take the step or not? Let's see it. Let's do it. Get out there and do it. Go do it. Doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be polished, but it does need to be out there. So take advantage of this tool, get creative with it, have fun with it. Doesn't have to be completely serious. use it for fun real estate ideas, whatever. But just go do it. I'm challenging you to do it because it will help your business if you do. Right? All right. I want everybody to make at least one post this weekend and tag me in it so I can see it, so I don't miss it. Okay? Tag me, tag the company. April, that means you too. I want to see you make a post too. Wherever you're going, whatever you're doing. You got so much time now since you're not at cheer competitions every weekend.
No idea, honey.
So let's see it. I'm challenging you guys in a good way because I want you to be successful. Michaela, great stuff that you put out yesterday.
Thank you. I tried.
You're staying warm up there in Scandinavia and the Northern Lights. So
Yeah. Yeah, because it's really cold outside.
Let's do it. Let's do it. This is about giving you more opportunities to be successful and achieve your dreams and your goals. So go do it. It's that simple. Don't let yourself hold you back. The world is trying to hold you back. Don't help it. Okay? Go do it. That's all I'm going to say. Have a great weekend. I'm here if you need me.
Right. Hey,
Bye.
Bye. I've got the Midjourney in my back screen. Did you want me to share screen with you real quick? The graphics thing?
Yeah.
Do you have time?
Yeah. Well, let's add it to the video so when people watch it later, they can see it. You should be able to share.
So
let me stop my share. Oh, did I? I already did, didn't I? Okay.
Okay. I think it's on. So let's see. Where'd Discord go? Right. Anyways, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Right. Here, they just type in an illustration of a teenage boy standing in front of Zen map. You see what they write, and that's the picture they get. I mean, that's minimal.
Okay, so I have Discord. How do I get to Midjourney?
You just have to add the server. Like over here, I've got a couple servers. This is the Midjourney server. You should be able to find them by typing it in usually, and then just add the server. And then you may have to register. You get I forget how many images free, but everybody can view them. As you see, which is kind of cool because you can see what people are doing.
Okay,
but you can do anything.
But I think I'm in a specific thing, so I don't know how to. Okay, hold on. Create your own server. Join a server.
Join a server.
It says invite link.
Let's see. Okay, let me see if I can find that real quick. What would it be? It's usually just something you can type in.
Okay, that didn't work. Fine. No, that's not it. Find study groups, clubs, and friends in your. No.
Let's see. Join.
It's asking me to create one, but I don't.
No.
Can't figure out how to search.
It's been so long since I. Or I'll look into it and get it, but I forget it was maybe just if you have the website, it might have a link and have Discord open. It'll just open it up in Discord.
Okay, I'll do a search and see if I can find it. If you're able to find anything, send it to me as well, and I'll include it with the link.
Okay.
I'll include the link with the video when I post it, so anybody watching this later on can find it. But yeah, because this is really cool.
Yeah, you can do.
Look, you don't want to post yourself? Create an AI image and then add the post to that.
Yeah.
Go have fun with it.
That wasn't a cool one, but yeah, they've got different groups, and you can go and see what they're doing.
It's crazy. The potential is so limitless.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Thank you,
All right,
Mark.
thank you.
Yeah, buddy. I will. I'll be talking to you. Let me know if you need anything. Okay.
Yeah. Well, one reason I'm here is I was looking at the buyer strategy folders. We have a 101 next week, don't we?
Yep, we should.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So yeah, I'm sure we'll have plenty to talk about.
Oh yeah. Well, hey, look, I'm here. You need anything, just holler at me. Okay.
I will do.